All right, we're here in Singapore. This is Energy Wellness coming to you live from Singapore. We decided to take the show on the road. So I'm here with the boys. We just completed our first marathon abroad here in Singapore, and we're complete, right? So what I really wanted to do today was unlock what happened, what the past couple days were for us, what it meant to for us, and what it ultimately means for the future. So, what was the first thought that hit you when crossing that finish line? Mikko, I'll start with you.
Okay, well, for me, definitely it was relief. Because the entire race, I'd say I was struggling. I had cramps, I was dehydrated, and I felt like the course was going on forever. So the moment I felt that the finish line was just around the corner, I just lit up. I got a boost of energy and I crossed it strong.
Kirk.
I mean, with me, like, think about this. Like, if you're burning, right, and then you stop burning, that to me is also, like Mikko said, it's like a big relief. Because my mentality when I finish a race, always finish it strong. And there was this one German dude, turned out to be German because I connected with him afterwards, the finish line. We were at the pacer group of the 4:30. And he was a little bit bigger than me. So we were like these big people in this pacing group, and I kind of saw myself in him. And then like maybe a kilometer before the finish line, I detached myself from the pacing group just to be on my own and just like finish strong. And like 100 meters before the finish line, this dude just passes me. And I'm like, my ego doesn't like that at all. So I had to overturn him. And at that point, I was done. I was on all my levels. I was dead.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to finish strong, but also, pass him. And I did it in the last meter. So in that moment, I wasn't thinking about anything. I was just like, burn, and then I'm done. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, the whole experience was just a surge of all of these different emotions hitting us at every point of the day.
Yeah.
Justin, I want to dig into that a little bit further. Can you walk us through your race from start to finish? What was that experience like for you?
So my first 10K felt great. I was locked in. The middle part was tough. The humidity was insane. But when I hit around 30 kilometers, something clicked. I realized you are going to finish this. That carried me through.
And what would you say was the moment that tested you the most?
Probably around the 22 to 24 marks when the heat started to cut up and my legs started tightening, and it was the time I had to slow down and breathe and mentally reset.
What were you most proud of about your performance?
I started it very strong and I finished very strong because it's my comeback after 6 years in running again. Because in 2019, I had a car accident. And that car accident, I thought there's no way that I can run again. But I did a lot of trainings and I did a lot of meditation and recovery. So it took me 6 years to recover, and then now I'm back in the field and running again. So I think that's a good testament for myself.
Do you want to share what happened in that?
Last 2019, I was in my commissary in Quezon City. And then my friends, of course, we decided to have a good massage after our work. And then we went to this spa, and then the spa don't accept any credit cards, so we have to go out and get some cash in the ATM. And then me and Kleng went out and then get some cash. And then the only thing I remember is like we're crossing the road, there's no car in the island. And then all of a sudden, drunk driver hit me. So the only thing I remember is there's like a bright light. So I saw that bright light. I think I went to heaven. And then when I woke up, like few seconds, I saw Kleng. She's bleeding. and then the drunk driver trying to escape. And good thing there's like a police, barangay, and then ambulance, and then you guys took me in the hospital right after that, and then suddenly like I tore my MCL. So the first thing that hit me like, oh shit, how am I gonna run again? Because running is my passion. Running gives me motivation, and it heals me and grounded me.
So it was a bit of a redemption moment for you to be able to finish this full marathon after all these years, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah. Mikko, I want to move over to you. This was your first half marathon abroad, and it's officially done. How does that feel?
Definitely. I mean, first of all, I'm definitely proud of myself because, I mean, I only really started running this year. I was only doing like 3K, 5Ks last year, and then I decided to take up endurance running this year and see how far I could take it. Never did I think I would do a half marathon. Wouldn't even think that I would go abroad to do it. And so coming into this, I think I applied a bit of pressure on myself only because it's like my first international race and people kept telling me that I could do it at this time. And so I was applying all this pressure on myself and you know, I think it carried over to the actual day of the run, but somewhere halfway through it like clicked into my head that it's like, screw the pressure, just be proud of this moment, be proud of yourself. And so, yeah, I feel like a champion in my own right, bro.
Yeah. What surprised you the most about the race itself?
I was surprised at how challenging the course was because I've done half marathons in Manila and I've finished strong. So I was pretty confident coming into this, but it was rough. It was difficult. The humidity, the unknown of the route. Like I didn't know where we were going, how far the finish line was. So that all took its toll. And then seeing all these people kind of like struggling around me, some were blacking out, that really made things challenging. But I knew that I had it in me to power through. There were times when I sort of doubted myself, but I just powered through. I knew I had it in me.
We always hear these stories about Singapore being such a hot place.
Yeah.
And with these marathons, with these strenuous activities out here, it sort of lingers in the back of your mind of like, oh my God, I don't want to pass out. I don't want to have heat stroke. Because already it's a very strenuous activity to begin with. And you combine it with the intense climate out here. And if you're not used to it and if you don't live here, it definitely plays a role.
Yeah.
Can you go into a little bit more detail about that moment that you wanted to stop? What kept you going?
Okay, so there was a moment, I think it was a little past the halfway mark, by the gardens, definitely when because people all around me were starting to stop. And so it became really tempting to kind of follow because I was sharing that kind of energy with them. I was like, okay, if they're walking, maybe I can walk too. But I felt like, no, you know what? Like you came into this to challenge yourself. You spent money for this race, you know, and so I was like, no, I'm going to honor all the training I did this entire year and just push myself as far as I could, even if it meant blacking out at that finish line. I didn't care anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely an experience, and I think just being able to get through it amidst all of those factors, like you talked about the bottlenecks that were there, being able to push through the feeling, the pain, all of that. I mean, I think it's something for us to all be able to stop and celebrate.
Yeah.
I want to switch gears now and turn it over to Kirk Bondad, our very own Mr. International, and someone who's been guiding us on the wellness and recovery side of energy. From your expert perspective, what did you observe about how each of us handled the race?
It was incredible to see that, first of all, you, Mikko, you're officially a hybrid athlete. It's so nice to see somebody like Mikko, who is such a gym bro, turning, finding love in running. I feel like this is more people can benefit from that. I agree. I bet you feel better, you feel healthier, feel lighter.
I do.
Right?
Yeah.
So a lot of guys, especially like guys working out in the gym, breaking that barrier into running, because running, oh my gosh, you will lose the muscle. But man, at the end of the day, what is more important? Like having muscle or feeling better with yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like with you, your story is super inspiring to, having this complete downfall. And then now you're doing a whole marathon again.
Yeah.
That is huge. Like we just talked about this in the car, like what, 0.1%?
Yes.
0.1% of whole humanity do a marathon. And then for you, I mean, I see always you yourself running in your Instagram stories. That is
Yes.
so inspiring because guess what, man? From my perspective, when I'm always traveling around, like seeing you guys being on the runs and posting about it, that is such an accountability support system that really helped me also to, wherever I am going around in the world, to also, put in the training.
Yeah.
Because we signed up like what, for me it was 2 months ago.
Yeah.
2 months ago, oh my god.
2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I supposed to do that? I was looking at my schedule and I had like a seizure. I'm like, how am I supposed to do a marathon? Like this will be stupid.
Yeah. Yeah. And you were in the throes, I think, of all of the pageant competition space as well. So I was surprised that you were that. And I, also at the same time, I wasn't surprised because I feel like when you commit to something, you absolutely show up. I mean, how many marathons has this been for you?
Well, this is my second marathon on a race, but I did one random training day where I just went out like for 43 kilometers in BGC.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Another day.
My first half marathon, I don't know, it wasn't pretty huge in BGC. They have this 100-meter loop
Yes.
Yeah.
in the second floor, and I did just like
How many
21K.
rounds?
Indoors.
Wow.
Well, 21K.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, let's go for it. I don't know, sometimes my brain is sick and I feel like I need to test myself and just prove myself that I'm still him.
Locked in.
And I just do that stuff. But the race from all you, man, I'm so proud that we all did that together. You know?
Yes.
And for you and doing that full marathon yesterday, what surprised you most about the race for you?
Nothing was really super surprising to me because I know myself very well. I knew my hip flexors will give up on me.
Yeah.
That is just something that, like here's the thing when it comes to training, right? Like my heart, my cardiovascular system, pretty fit. But when it comes to running such a long distance, your legs, they take such a beating that you need to condition your legs to that effort.
Yeah.
And there's nothing more hideous when you hit that plateau mid-race where your heart rate is actually pretty good. Your breathing is still pretty good, but your legs, they just give up on you and you feel like this meter coming up closer where, oh my gosh, if I run 100 meter more, you cramp so badly that you might have to stop running and stretch for 10, 15 minutes. So there were passages where I had to just slowly walk it off just to recover my legs. So that wasn't really surprising because I expected that. But overall, it was exactly the way how I thought it will be. Like it would be a battle, at least for me.
Did you feel like there were any physiological stressors from running a marathon within Singapore's humidity?
Honestly, for the people who are listening right now, I have a background in competitive Spartan race.
Yeah.
Spartan racing is and trail running with obstacle courses in between. So most of the time you run like in the desert or in the mountains or, it's very in the nature. And ever since I did that, like for like, I don't know, like 2 years, I feel like my body acclimated to the worst weather conditions that ever since I don't feel the heat anymore that much. Like I can go out in Manila in the brightest sun with like this with 2-3 layers, and it's still pretty fresh for me. So for me, when people say like the humidity and here in Singapore and it's so hot, I don't know, I didn't really feel it anymore.
Yeah.
And we start also at like what, 3-4:30.
Yeah. I mean,
so it's not like
Did you end before the sunrise?
no, come on,
No,
man.
right?
It's world record here, man.
No, but like the sun here rises pretty late, right?
Well,
Yeah.
the sun that you really want to avoid is like around like noon to
Yeah.
3 p.m. So I was done by like before 10, something like that. So you avoid it's actually quite fresh.
what would you say proper recovery should look like within the first 48 hours?
Oh my gosh, I can write a book about that. Number
Yes.
one, right?
Share.
So this is something I learned super the hard way in my Spartan race days. When you end a race, your body, like let's assume, right, you have a doctor and he puts a needle into your body and takes it, does a blood test. And if you don't tell him what this person have been going through, like AKA a marathon, he will look at your blood test, he will think this person is dying. Like it's really bad. Like your body is deteriorated. Everything, every health marker in your body is like you're about to die. So you have to take your recovery extremely serious because you don't want to be a shipwreck for the next week. You probably still have work, you know, races are usually in the weekend. Mondays probably work again. So for you, get your protein in. Like I travel with a little, like a pack with 75 grams of whey. I just mix it right after the race. That's 75 grams of amino acid that you just put into your body you are so sensitive. Your body is craving for so many nutrients that moment you broke down your muscles. Like we all are sore.
Yeah.
That is because our muscles literally are torn apart. We need those core elements for us to rebuild ourselves, right? So this is number one, just get your protein in. I wouldn't say like carbs and fat are that important because usually when you race, you have the gels and you already took so many calories just from sugar alone. And fats, I mean, they don't really have any function right now after a race, right? Then stretching, man. We are all so tired after a race. Like everything, we stand up, it's like we are like 70, 80 years old. Everybody makes noise. So you want to elongate this muscle and do anything but sitting down, like anything that will circulate your blood in your system without doing too much mechanical tension on your muscle. So that could be either cold plunge, sauna, stretching, mobility, massage gun, massage or foam rolling, anything that would increase blood circulation because let's say for example, the protein that you consume goes better into the muscles when it's, you know, when there's a certain healthy blood flow going on.
Got it.
So for you, get your protein in. I mean, sleep, I don't even need to say about that, but get your sleep in. Like you, in those race days, you wake up at like what, like 2, 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And the day before the race, you barely sleep anyway because probably you're so nervous about the race. And I came also from Manila and I came from work. So I wasn't sleeping 3 days before the race. I was like pretty much like a zombie. So just bank on your sleep, bank on your protein, bank on your recovery, anything that increases blood circulation, that is super important. And one thing, I don't think many people talk about that, but that is something that I also learned from me. Stay away from hard mental work. Like you have to understand, like when you run for 42 kilometers, man, that's not easy for the body, but also mentally pushing yourself so hard in that limit and always self-convincing yourself like one more, you got this, come on, don't be this, go hard. That is such a mental stress on yourself. You need to take a break, man. Take a chill pill after like 1-2 days. Like don't start that project right after the marathon. Just give yourself the grace to just really disconnect and calm down because your nervous system is also very important.
Yeah. How many days would you say to give yourself before you start any physical activity again, like jogging, light working out between?
The fitter you are, it's like a paradox, right? The fitter you are, the more you can push yourself, and the more you push yourself, the harder you can go. What I learned is if you are already, let's say, like an elite runner, whose average kilometer per week is between 70 to 100 kilometers a week. A marathon is like what, 40% of that maybe?
Yeah.
So technically speaking, on that behalf, you can recover much faster than maybe like me right now, who's barely scratching 20 kilometers a week right now.
Yes.
So for me, I need way more time to actually be going back to running. But when I go back to Manila, like tomorrow, I'll give myself maybe one more day and then I just hit an upper body session, you know? Because my legs, they're AFK, they are retired. I need a new set. I cannot walk properly. I don't even know how, this doesn't work, you know?
Yes.
But anything that I just told you with the blood circulation, we'd go later to an ice plunge and all that. This really speeds up the recovery. I would go with this. Is your range of motion back? What is your pain threshold?
Okay.
And also this is something you have to think about yourself. When your central nervous system is so overstimulated or just exhausted, sometimes the sheer thought of going back to the gym or just a run just mentally fatigues you.
Yes.
Right? You can sometimes test it with your resting heart rate. This this is very important actually. If you have like a tracker or something, just check your resting heart rate. If it's like 10 beats, 20 beats higher than normal, you're not ready for any physical stress. There's or something, you don't need anything. Just wake up in the morning and see if you have your grip strength. Go really, really hard. If you feel like you can make a fist really hard with your hand, that means your central nervous system is somewhat back again. If you cannot do it and it just exhausts you, not good.
Don't push it.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's interesting. I've actually had mornings like that where I couldn't close my fist properly.
Yeah, that means you need more rest. That's like from the powerlifting community.
Yeah.
Because
That's
they train with
interesting.
so much weight that their nervous system is always so fired up all the way.
Yeah.
So that is just something that I look for. Resting heart rate, and if I just like can
That's
put a fist together.
You fly in and out of multiple time zones weekly. What seems weekly.
It's
we never
weekly.
know where you are.
I don't even know where I am.
Yes. So you are basically Mr. International. How did you actually carve out time to train despite that schedule?
It's brutal. There's no other way. There is no other way for me to be like, oh, I will find a balanced life. Like there were days I was working from morning to evening. I had 4-6 hours of sleep. I went to multiple media outlets, did promo, was talking with people, doing all that. And then it was like, 9-10 p.m. People went to bed. I went on a treadmill. Did I want it to? Hell no! I wanted to sleep, man, because next morning I had the whole thing again.
Yeah.
But I was like, listen, man, this marathon will come. And I don't want to be a person who is in a marathon dying. Like not, literally, but like I don't want to be that person who said to me like, oh man, you should have done better. So there is no balance in me preparing for marathon. Like even when you ask me like, hey man, you want to do the marathon? I'm like, oh. And I look at my schedule, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, I go there, I go this, and I do that. I'm like, I'm practically not Manila, right? I have no routine.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do I really want to do it? So when I signed up for the marathon, I knew it's like if I'm gonna rate my prep from 1 to 10, and 10 is like elite level, and 1 is like, oh my gosh, what are you even doing? Like I would give it a solid 3.
Got it.
Like my prep was not existing.
Yeah.
Like, it was really bad. Like honestly, I'm not kidding. My average, I did maybe an average 2 runs. My longest run the past 3 months was like maybe a 14K.
Okay. Yeah.
The other ones were like 5 or 7K on a treadmill.
Yes.
But that's it, man. That's really it.
I mean, I don't even know if there's a good advice to extrapolate from that other than probably think twice before you commit
It's
to.
so bad. It's so bad. Don't take me as an example. But here's the thing. I have pre-existing athleticism.
Yes.
I know my stuff, and I have already a running background. So me coming into the race, I knew what to expect. I knew this is not a new environment for me. So I knew this will be like 70% mental.
Yeah.
And I tell to myself all the time, like, I won't die. Like David Goggins will do that, I always think about myself, there's somebody here in this race who's more unprepared than me and does still better than me.
Yeah.
Like be less prepared and better than me. So I want to be that person for somebody else. So that just kept me pushing.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's when you finish that race, and this is always one thing that I'm always thinking about when things get hard. I want to look back at the race, what we did yesterday, and tell myself in the future when I feel a little bit low that I did that. That is like a mental cookie that I can eat infinitely.
Yeah.
That just gives me a little bit of power.
Yeah.
Because nobody can take this away.
True.
Like this is our 42 kilometers, and in the context that nobody understands but me, this is so hard to do. I had no prep. I did no training. It's like,
Yeah.
So
you've done triathlons now. You've done Spartans, marathons. Is there a marked difference between the mental, physical preparation for each of those things, each of those types of events, or are you locked in a very specific type of training for across all?
Well, Spartan races are a little bit different because you battle also nature, right? And everything is hard, by the way. Like anything that you do competitively, which I am super with myself,
Yes.
gets super strenuous on your body. But everything has a different flavor to it, you know. When it comes to the running, it's a blessing and a curse because it's so monotone. It's like you run one direction. There were moments, many moments actually, where I can close my eyes and just like feel the pain, bro. Just like embrace it. It's like I'm still on the right line. Like you cannot do that on a Spartan race or like a trail running race because the trail is so technical. So if you close your eyes, you might trip and then you fall and die. You know, you don't want to do that.
We don't want that to happen.
You know, so there's a different psychological aspect when it comes to the discipline that you have to do, but also the distance. And I feel like for me, I was going into the marathon. I'm like, okay, Kirk, you're a marathon. You spent all that money to be here. You know, you had no prep. But like, how much can I push myself?
Yeah.
How much? Because I'm already here.
So if we were to do another international run, what would you say we should change or improve?
One thing that I can speak for myself is we need to definitely increase our weekly volume. So first of all, we need to increase the volume so our legs can actually keep up with the distance, you know. And then on top of that, we need to specify the different training days. So super simplistic, right? Let's say, for example, we have the time to train 3 times a week. We have one long run that is approximately, let's assume 30, and when we really push it, 40% of your weekly volume. It's more like 20-30, but when you 3 runs, 40% is actually pretty good. And then you have one kind of slow recovery run. And then the third race should be more like a race pace run where you can either do intervals, you can go to a track, anything that is just a little bit more, I would say, more cardiovascular demanding. We're talking about zone 3 to zone 4. This is the zone where you really start sweating. You cannot hold a conversation anymore. Just so you're not just used to the weekly volume, but also to a faster pace, right? So you do like, I don't know, like 10 times 700 splits and with 1 minute walking in between. Okay. I mean, there's so many ways how you can specify your training. Yeah. So definitely increase your volume and then specify those training. And then on top of that, especially with you, because I know, actually we both actually suffer a little bit from hip flexor weakness because people sometimes they cramp up in races, right? And it's like, oh man, it's because of electrolyte imbalance. Yeah, that's true. But I would say 80% is due to the fact that you're weak. Our hip flexors are too weak, all right? Because if you think about this, 42 kilometers, we're doing this motion with our legs. This motion here, our hip flexors, like take any simple movement and repeat it 10,000 times and you will see a flaw in your body.
Yeah.
Right? So with us cramping up here, some people cramp up in their calves. Listen, man, unless you're not taking any salt sticks or anything, it's just you need to strengthen your calf muscles. You need to strengthen your hip flexor muscles. Yeah. You need to do your plyometrics. You need to do all these little things that strengthen actually that muscle that you overuse in running. And if you go to a gym and do your bro split, that is cool and fine, but it will definitely not help you in the running. Right? Yeah. And that's the crazy part about running, that you only see this deficiency once you actually run. When I started running, I realized my side glute is popping out, and it gave me because usually the way how imbalances work, they work like a bolt in the body. So if you have a flat feet on the left foot, it goes into your right knee, and that right knee, that triggers an imbalance in your left hip until it goes to a right shoulder. So it's like this zigzag. Yeah. So I didn't know that until I was actually racing for longer. Yeah. So this is super important because running, as simple as it sounds and looks, a lot of people mess up their health with that because they never know how to run properly. Yeah. And if you're gonna do something like that, you wanna do it sustainably. So you need to think about like a whole surround workout program that also supports you.
I mean, I couldn't agree with that more, because there were points in my race where I felt like that shooting pain in the hip flexor area.
It's the worst.
And when you're doing the training, when you're going through your training, you never actually run the full 42 kilometers on a Sunday training.
Yeah.
Like you taper off, or you go up to maybe half of that, and then you start to taper off during your most intense training. So for me, it was a scary experience when you're only in 17 kilometers in, and there's this shooting pain in your hip, and it's a mental game where, but I have to keep going. I can't stop now. 10 kilometers in on this, there's the ego that plays a role in it, and you really set out to complete this goal, and so you don't want to stop. But I think that's, when I reflect on it, that's kind of where the training kicks in. It's not about the pushing through. It's understanding the mechanics of your own body, understanding the limits, and understanding when you need to slow down. There was a point where I'm like, okay, no heroics, Mikko. You always say no heroics. Like, okay, so this is the time where I stop and walk, do a little bit of stretching, check in with myself. How's the mobility going? And I actually think with a lot of the advice that I got from each of you, between the gels and the creatine and the taping, it really helped me with checking these boxes. Because waking up at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, that's not normal to run a bunch of kilometers at the wee hours of the morning in a foreign country. Like, that's not.
It's a scam.
You're paying hundreds of dollars,
and you're doing that for your
It takes a toll, man.
Yes, it's not a normal behavior. So I in no way, shape, or form am I saying that, oh yeah, this is nothing. So the mental game in all of this, I think it's a crazy amount of discipline that is required to even check that box and give your card and say, take my money, All right, I want to switch gears, move a little bit toward the group reflection. This marathon was not just a race. At least it was not for me. It was a reset. So I want to ask each of you, what part of your identity showed up most during the race? Mikko.
Those who know me best know that I'm a disciplined person. I've been lifting weights almost my entire life, and it's like almost 5 days a week of like training, right? And so for me, like finishing the race, what I realized was that all that discipline really does have like a payoff. It's like, it may not be clear during the training, you may not know where all of the hard work will lead, but when I crossed that finish line, I knew it was all of the discipline and the hard work that I put in, because there was no way I would have crossed that, because I was cramping like halfway through. I was really doubting myself, but I knew that I had put in the work. So I knew that part of me really showed up.
And what would you say the marathon taught you about your own limits?
Because I had already felt like my fitness, the fitness chapter of my life had already sort of peaked. That's what I felt like, because even in the gym, my gains are taking a lot longer, especially with my age, right? So I didn't think that I could actually excel this much with running. And so finishing the race, I learned that my limits, they're not done yet, man. It's further down.
I love what you just said.
And
it's like newbie gains, right?
Yeah.
Newbie gains all the way, man.
And now I'm excited to see how much further I can take it.
I had the same experience when I also transitioned from like lifting weights and I went into Spartan races and all this and that. Like having this newbie gains and running gains are so much faster than like muscle gains.
Yeah.
Like you can also lose it super quickly, but like you feel like so exhilarating. Like what, 6 months ago you didn't even run and now you were doing here the
and the confidence that it gives you, it's crazy.
There's this aspect to it that I feel like it bleeds into other aspects of your life. Yeah. I don't know, it's hard to explain. I like when we started running more, when we started spending more time in the Philippines, of just running everywhere, staying on a trail, staying on the pavement. It does something in the way that you process stress anxiety and other triggers in life. You know, with every mile, with every kilometer, there's this thing in your head that says like, well, if you can get through this, you can get through that. Yeah. And it's such a rewarding part of the whole running game, which I feel like, you know, something that we really resonated with.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize that, because when they think about running or exercising, they think about, oh, this will take net time and energy away from me.
Yeah.
But if you look at from a broader aspect, like you doing all these hard workouts in between your weeks, it will extend your life quality, your energy, your mood, your hormonal balance. Because people think, oh, I cannot work out. I don't have energy. Well, maybe you don't have energy because your mitochondria are so inefficient working. You don't know, your cells don't know how to put in all the glucose into your body and use it as energy. You are metabolic inflexible, and it comes just with you being consistent of training. So like maybe, you don't have the energy to work out, but maybe that's also the reason why you don't have the energy.
Justyn, what did you release? What do you feel like you let go of? Was there any sort of like baggage, fear? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how was that released?
Because first I was like doubting myself if I can finish the run, because I'm worried about my MCL because of the car accident. But I keep pushing myself and keep reminding myself that I can finish it strongly and I can do this, and I believe in myself.
Yeah. And what do you feel like you gained?
I gained courage because I think I keep on pushing myself and I encourage myself to finish it.
Yeah.
Wait, before your accident, you did marathons before, right?
Yeah, I did 2 full marathon and half marathon most of the time.
Yeah. So your identity before the accident was like full on like being a runner.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why the first thing that came to my mind when I got a car accident, how I'm gonna run. That's the first thing.
That's the first thing that I also think. If I'm injuring myself,
Yeah.
like, oh man, like what is this with my workouts?
Yeah,
right?
because
Yep.
before I used to work out 3 times a day. So I have a personal trainer, I have F45 training, I have Lagree training. So that's consistent every day. And then I switch it to boxing sometimes. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I used to be a varsity.
I couldn't imagine. I would like straight up fall into a depression if you
I
take
know.
the movement away from me.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is
Same
right?
with me.
That's why it took me 6 years to recover and I gained so much weight.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back to my
Welcome
channel.
back. More marathon,
Yes.
more international
Let's go.
marathons, man.
So are we thinking Iceland 2026? Is that
Come on, hey,
Dubai,
let's go.
Iceland.
Let's do it.
We have to do one Spartan race too, at least, man.
Okay.
Kirk, what would you say, what part of your identity showed up most during the race?
So I find it so interesting when you think about a race, right? Because we live our life and we live in a society and we are the apex predators of this planet, that we don't really push ourselves anywhere really much. There are not many moments in life where, you know, we have to fight off that saber-toothed tiger where it's like life or death. But these events, they kind of push us in a modern life where we really go beyond our limits. And I find in these pockets of you reaching what is right now and what can be, where you are like stretching and increasing you're breaking your limits. This is the sweet spot. This is where you literally redefine who you are as a person and who you are in the deepest way. So in that moment, it's like a self-reflection, almost like a how do you express yourself in those moments when the demons are close to you? You know, you're cramping up, you have your hip flexors, you're like having your own journey. Like I'm like, am I here to enjoy this journey? Like no, like everybody's telling me like, oh, just enjoy the journey, man. Just you're in Singapore, enjoy the course. And I'm like deep down like, I have this freaking werewolf King Kong in me, breathing his chest, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna run this. And I'm gonna do it with the best of my capacity, and I don't care if I didn't have the prep, I don't care if I have the optimal training, I will still do this, and I will still do it with the maximum capacity. So in that space where I really push myself hard, this is where I love myself the most,
Right.
because it teaches me so much. I'm so capable, I feel so confident about myself. And trust me, it's not easy, man. I run, and it's like every single cell in my body feels like hurting. I don't know how, but my atlas is sore. I don't get it, bro.
My soul is sore, bros.
Maybe you're running like this.
I don't know what it was. I'm like, I have a good form, but why does it feel like I need like a head replacement, man?
Yes. I mean, there were moments during the race where I was like, there were parts of my body I didn't know could cramp that were cramping, like shoulder, like parts of my shoulders.
What was that?
My sides. And it wasn't even like I mean, the hips were one thing, but like, it was sort of just this dull sort of pain where like you've kind of been sitting in one position, and it's like, how do I stretch my shoulders? Like you just feel all of these weird aches and pains, but again, you just sort of assess and you continue to power through in the best way you know how to.
Yeah, my jaw cramped one time.
I mean, a little everything. I mean, it was pretty crazy too.
After the race, Kirk was like, "It's weird. My Adam's apple's kind of sore."
Adam's apple?
Yeah,
Or throat.
Oh, I thought you were saying that you're.
No, not this one. This one, the
Oh,
apple.
okay. Okay, I was like, what?
But it might as well have, because I feel like with all of the
Gels,
all the
maybe,
gels that we were pounding and the
Oh man, I shat myself almost 3 times. I vomited maybe 3 times, like so close.
Yeah, this was the first time I felt like I might actually puke in this. Yeah, there were times.
Like I really had to swallow my own thing to just like. It's like, no, I'm not gonna
off
be
of
this person.
the gels, or just
It's just, I mean, if you exhaust yourself so much, all your blood circulation is in your legs and your body and your muscle. There's nothing going on in your gut. So when and I'm a big dude, I'm like, what, 6'3", maybe like 200 pounds, lean beef muscle, okay? I need those gels, man. I need those 75 to 100 grams of carbohydrates. But it's like, and I have a good brand like that I'm taking that's easy on the stomach.
Yeah.
But it's like, still, man, that's like, dude, that's just sugar that you're putting in. So it's like, I was almost like, I'm like, don't do that.
Yeah. No, because I think we had what was your gel sequence? Were you taking them? Did you have a time?
Well, I had a vest, right? So I had 2 flasks, 2 times 500 ml. Each of them were 50 grams of carbs in. And then I had on top of that 8 gels that are each 25 grams of carbs. So for me, I do it usually every 25 minutes or 5K. I get in 25 to 50 grams of carbs.
Okay.
Like I don't want to be too specific, like as in like, oh, this is what I have to do. I always think also about in the race how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This was one of the first times where I actually was doing the gels pretty consistently, and it really did help.
Oh, 100%.
Because I in my mind, because when I usually do just even my training runs, I usually do the fasted cardio, and that does not work in a full marathon. Like you really need all that fuel for every kilometer that you're going, and so it really helped.
Yeah, think about that. If you're training, right, and we have different zones, like zone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like if you're running, usually if you're just running in Manila and just having a training day, we are usually like zone 2. That's the majority of your training. That's your base building.
Yeah.
But in zone 2, the rate of you or your body actually utilizing glucose as an energy source is not that much. That's why we can handle like fasted cardio or anything like that. I mean, there's a whole community who's doing long distance running on a ketogenic diet. So all what they're consuming are olive oil and avocados while running. You know, because they are such a long distance runner, they run like for 50, 100 kilometers. They don't need that sugar that much. But in a race, especially you in a 21K, like you are jumping up right into like a zone 3, zone 4. That is super glucose demanding for the muscles. So these gels are like a second win because you're so, in that moment, your muscles are so insulin sensitive. They're like a sponge that you dry out and you put sugar in and it's instantly going in. Yeah. Right? It's almost impossible to like, you will use it right away. You know, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I remember halfway point through mine, like I think for the first 5K I was doing zone 2 and then I hit a gel up, I hydrated and then something clicked. And then from like the 10th to the 15th kilometer, I was running at like sub 5, like sub 6, sub 5.
Wow, insane.
Yeah, and then 17th kilometer comes in, and that's where the pain cave starts.
Yeah. It was happening quite even with me, like the surges. Like
Yeah.
there were these blocks where like, okay, I would just go for maybe 2 or 3 kilometers, like no problem, no
Yeah.
issue.
Yeah.
And then you sort of hit this wall
Yeah.
where I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I gotta walk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you feel like it's out of you.
Yeah.
And then you get another surge again.
Yeah.
Like that last stretch, that long road, I think it was on Keppel, and that long road that we lovingly call
Disgusting. The infinity U-turn
the
loop.
infinity U-turn that took forever. I might have I probably hit 2 walls in that because I was just like, I don't know how long this can keep going, right? Because the route, I mean, I think once we were spit out, over just outside Gardens by the Bay. We were thinking, okay, home free, straight shot to the Padang. We're gonna get our medal. We're gonna go. There's all these people that are cheering.
Yes.
Here we go. And then we make a left, and that left turned into a right, and then down this really long road where you can't. I don't know if what you were saying is like it's just the horizon, and there's nothing beyond the
You
horizon.
literally, it was like you looked to the front and you couldn't see the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how am I supposed to, like they say U-turn. I'm like, where's the U-turn? People are just running straight. And
Yeah.
I was with the pacer group with the
Yes.
430, and I saw the other group like passing by, and I just looked at the back, and it was like 4. I'm like, wait, hold on, Kirk. So I need to run 30 minutes
Yeah.
more?
Yes.
I thought they're just cheering me up as if it's like the finish line. And I'm like, I got like this midlife crisis. And I'm like, oh no.
It was
I think that's the 38 mark.
Yeah, probably 37, 38 mark.
37, 38 mark.
yeah, the 38 mark.
It was crazy. I mean, at that point, like my brain wasn't functioning the way that I would have liked it to be, and I was trying, and I couldn't do fast math. So I was taking a picture of my watch.
No, people need to know. While you were running, I didn't get it because you were giving us like this ChatGPT calculation type of stuff.
Yes.
I'm like, wait, is JP not still running? Like, how does he calculate all this stuff?
No,
man?
I literally was like, you know that feeling when you're exhausted but you can't go to sleep, and so you like are saying, okay, if I sleep now, I get 5 hours. 5 hours. If I
yeah.
sleep now, okay, I get 4 hours. So as we were going down that really long road, I was like, okay, if I'm at this pace, how many more minutes will it take for me to
Yeah.
finish this? Like, what will be my finish time? And I'm trying to like do all
Bro,
the
you did
fast math.
algebra. It's not like
Yes.
this was like crazy algebra.
So-
Like, what is he
So I
doing? Run the
call-
race.
Right? So I called in for reinforcements. I opened up ChatGPT, took a photo of my watch, and I said, how long will it take me to finish this? How many more minutes? And it spit me out this thing. And so I sent it to you.
Yeah.
I sent it to you guys, where I was like, okay, guys, based on these calculations, I should be done in the next 19 minutes. And I'm like trying, and that's where the ego comes in, because I'm like trying to chase time. Like if I go, I'll just be just shy of this time. But at that moment, you're kind of bargaining with
Yeah.
yourself. Like
Yeah.
I just want to finish at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm kind of like, okay, I'll one more burst.
Yeah.
Burst.
Yeah.
And eventually we got there.
The fact that you did that, I mean, that I could have done this in 100 years, man. I was dying. I was literally dying. Like I was doing like, my mantra was like one step,
Yeah.
one step,
Yes.
one step,
Yeah.
one step.
Exactly. All right. So would you do Singapore again?
Ask me that again after stop hurting my legs. But honestly, probably yes. I will do it again.
Yeah. Kirk, would you do Singapore Marathon?
100%. And this time I'm gonna be fully prepped. I wanna go stay longer in Singapore because Singapore is such a beautiful, can I say country, city? Like, you know what it
best.
is.
City,
It's-
state,
It's,
yeah.
it's such a
Country.
beautiful place
Yes.
to be in. And it's just so sayang because I'm leaving already tomorrow because I have work, but it's such a blessing to be here.
It is. It's a beautiful place. Mikko.
Redemption.
I mean, I would definitely my race obviously had its issues, so
Yeah.
I would only do it for that revenge run. I want to run it
yes.
better, you know.
Redemption.
But it probably won't be anytime soon because I want to start running in different countries first. I want to
Yeah.
experience more
Yeah.
first.
There's something that when you do these international races, competitions, activities, it unlocks something, and like, oh, it's a different way of traveling.
Yeah.
It's like, I always used to say that the best way to discover a city is to run it.
Yes.
Like, because I don't like to do the tours and hopping on a bus. Like, I usually just like put on my running shoes and I'll just run through.
I cannot
like, the
imagine
tour.
you being like in a double-decker bus with like a map. And it's like,
Yeah.
So this is Central Square.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
It did
the
happen.
hop on Apple.
Hop on.
There's no way that you're
always
doing
do
this.
that.
Man. Yeah.
First time in the country. Maybe just
Yeah.
hop on Apple.
No, I
Yeah,
cannot
yeah.
imagine you doing that
Yes.
at all.
No, I mean,
No, I was
running
like sleeping the whole time. So
running the city. I think we did that
Remember?
once
Yeah.
or twice. I think like maybe
and then
London.
listening to the headset.
London.
It is so true though, because I've been in so many countries the past 6 months, and running puts you in a different tourist mindset, because you don't think about like, oh, this is like 5 kilometers away. Like when you are actually fit, 5K run, it's like, okay, let's use that opportunity. And then you're like in these really natural environments
Yeah.
that you don't usually see as a main touristy spot.
Yes.
Yeah.
But for me, like when I was, for example, in New York, I ran to the, oh man, that was such a beautiful memory. Central Park.
That's- oh,
I mean,
the
that's
best.
amazing to run in. But I
Yeah.
also went into like a different neighborhood where this was like nothing but touristy. So I felt like, wow, I feel like a New Yorker right
Yeah.
now.
And you feel
Yeah.
local.
You do
Local,
feel
even in
local.
Japan or in
Yeah.
Spain,
Yeah.
it's such a beautiful way
Yeah.
when you're fit, the way how you see your surroundings, because you certainly, you unlock this realization that, wow, I can actually just run there.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you stop during your marathon to appreciate the view or take photos, or did you just run right through it?
No time for that. What if I stop, I cramp.
Yeah, that's true.
Bro,
That's true.
if I stop,
I mean,
I
I think
cramp.
I had to stop at. There were certain moments where I had to like, okay, this is a photo moment.
Wait,
Yeah, I
but-
did that.
Wait,
I did
there's,
that.
there's a funny thing that I do with myself, and I just realized that I'm doing that, is I feel like sometimes there's a camera, like I have the spotlight syndrome, right?
Oh.
And it's like the camera is following me, and I act like nothing's happening. Like I'm super in pain, but let's just like assume that there's a camera, and I be like,
Oh.
and I even start whistling. I start whistling like it's nothing in, but inside I'm burning.
Right.
I'm burning. So
Poker face.
Yeah, I
You
do
had-
that to like self-gaslight me.
Yeah,
to like,
yeah.
it's not that bad.
So if you could sum up the marathon in one word, what would it be?
Transformative.
Kirk?
I mean, instinctively, I'm so sorry. I say disgusting. Like this is,
Alright.
it just comes up in my mind. Disgusting, but worth it.
Mikko?
Revealing.
Revealing.
Oh.
I like
Yeah.
that. What would I say? I think inspiring.
Yeah.
Inspiring. Because I think when we were talking about like the traveling, it just sort of recalibrates your own perception of what you can do, like your own limits, and where it could possibly take you. I mean, right after we were already lightly entertaining doing the next one.
Yeah.
Do we do it in Dubai? Do we do it in Iceland?
I mean, we're
just-
definitely gonna do it. It's
Yeah.
not-
We are gonna do
I
it.
mean,
For
sure.
Let's just recover first,
Let's
boys.
recover first, because there's always a
Let's
little
not
bit.
book any 2026 races just yet.
man, we're gonna do many more races, man.
No, I mean, honestly, Singapore, and as you guys know, and we used to live here for a number of years, so this has always been sort of like a home away from home, or
Right.
second home for us. So it was nice to be able to come here and do it with you guys and sort of experience this, this for me at least, the first full marathon out here. It's sort of poetic in a way, and exciting, and obviously conquering the apprehension, because I think for months I'd been so kind of anxious,
Yeah.
but actively trying to channel that anxiousness into excitement.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you talk about gaslighting, of just like, oh, I'm not anxious, I'm not nervous,
Yeah.
I'm not scared, I'm excited, we
Yeah.
can do this. But it's nice to come out on the other side and to really celebrate it. So, any last words here as we wrap this Singapore episode up?
Yeah, if you like, maybe there's some people here listening and they'd be like, should I do the marathon? Should I do not? There's so many ways how you can enter the sport. I feel like signing up for a race gives your training such a deeper level of connecting with your training than if you don't sign up for a race, right? Because if you just train for yourself, and everybody has a reason, I want to lose weight, I'm going to do it for mental health, I'm going to just do it because there's a run club and I feel like there's a communal well-being with that. But signing up for that race gives it such a strong presence in your every week life that it makes you super hyper accountable to just stick to the plan. Like for me, I can speak for myself. When I was like, I don't think I would have done all these weird late night running sessions, although I was super jet lagged. I had like, my schedule was insane. I wouldn't have done it if I knew I had my marathon yesterday.
Yeah.
So for the people who are watching this, you don't need to be ready when you are signing up for a race, but trust yourself that when you sign up, you will become ready in the future. And just trust yourself in the journey, because nobody will ever take like a medal away. And you will look at it and you will be so proud of yourself.
Yes.
And honestly, fine, you did a 42K, fine, you did a 21, fine, you did a 5K run. If that is your starting point, start there. Like, at the end of the day, you want to feel good about yourself, and there are not many moments in life that you can prove yourself. What, you're gonna be in your office job, and then you do a good appointment, and then your boss comes to you and they're like, great job. You be like, yeah, you know, like, no, you want to do something that pushes you beyond your own capacity. That's something that you decided to do that.
Yeah. Mikko, last thoughts.
Well, mine is probably something similar with Kirk. I mean, and you guys know I'm in my 40s, right? And so a lot of people...
Wait, I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm 42, bro.
Whoa!
Yeah,
that's why I
that's a
told
reveal.
That's why I told you yesterday. We're like 20s.
I thought
two
you were like
20s and then two
38
40s.
or something. I thought it's like a joke or something. Like a
It's
half
real.
And so, you know,
Not bad,
I have
bro.
a lot of friends who feel like they're pretty much done with their fitness journeys and they no longer have it in them to pursue anything new. All I can say is that I used to think that I could never get into running, and look at this now, right?
Yeah.
So for anyone out there who's similar to me, take me as an example, that you can go a lot further. You know, it doesn't end in your 40s. I think actually running in your 40s is just really the beginning. There's plenty more room to go.
Yeah.
So I think you'll never be fully ready. You just gotta get into it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah. Yeah, for me, it's like nothing impossible after I went through the car accident. So now I'm back and running again. And I encourage everybody, it's like whatever you want to do in your life, like if you want to go to these sports, I encourage you to do it because it grounded you and motivates you and make you more productive also.
Amazing. So on behalf of the Energy Wellness team here in Singapore, this is Energë Recharged. Thank you for being part of this journey with us. Till the next one.
Bye. Love you.
Bye.